2005, Don was doing leadership training for pastors in Cambodia. It was at that time that we found out about the problem of sex trafficking of children in this country. And upon knowing that fact, we couldn't pretend we didn't know anymore. We knew we had to do something. We linked up with Moses and Samantha Seth, who since 1988 have been planting churches in their country. And with their help, we have steered the movement of AIM into the anti-trafficking direction.
AIM started with just a few supporters and then one church that actually sent us out. We were built on the philosophy that God, through His church, can defeat the problem of trafficking. And so with that, we started our first project, a restoration home for rescued girls.
For this hour we were raised in the power of Jesus, our victory. We will rise, we will fight, we will live and we will die till the last of the least will be free, free, free.
We've seen God transform girls' lives through this restoration home, but we realized that that was only part of the solution. We wanted to change lives, but we wanted to change the communities where these girls were coming from. And so we decided that we were going to see transformation in this city. So we moved into Swai Pot, Cambodia, one of the worst towns in the world for sex trafficking, and we've seen God take over.
And they will slave no more. The captives will go home. Every child can be a child again. We were born for this hour. We were raised in the power of Jesus, our victory. We will rise, we will fight, we will live and we will die till the last of the least will be free, free, free. Free, free, free.
Freedom broke out. Freedom from cultural norms, from literal slavery, from poverty, from abuse, from exploitation, from lack of opportunity.
What God has given, none can take away. Death has been conquered, we are not afraid. What God has given, they can't take away our freedom. We were born for this hour, we were raised in the power of Jesus, our victory. We will rise, we will fight, we will live and we will die till the last of the least will be.
We are poised to see an entire country transformed because we are committed to freedom.
We're excited because we believe in the coming years we can see a shift in the entire country of Cambodia when it comes to this issue of sex trafficking, because we are committed to freedom.
We have seen unprecedented success because God is working through His church to really bring change to this problem and to bring freedom to these people who have not known freedom. You are an agent of freedom.
Free, free, free. Free, free, free. Free, free, free.
Freedom takes more than passion, it takes commitment. And we are grateful for your commitment in the years to come.
So it's amazing how far AIM has come in the last 26 years. You can see that it started as a church planting organization that Don and Bridget came alongside. Today, AIM is a holistic anti-trafficking organization. What does holistic mean? It means that there are a lot of contributing factors to the problem, and AIM is helping find solutions at each of those places. So the first step is prevention. Then we have rescue. Can you go back one? I'm sorry, I'm throwing you a curveball. We prevent, we rescue, we restore, and we reintegrate. Right? I see some of you nodding your heads, but a lot of you have been with AIM for a long time. So why don't we all stand together, because I want to get a feel for the room of who's been with us for how long. Can we all stand? Can we do this? We're going to make you do this a few times. So, yeah. Okay, so if you've been with AIM, if you've just learned about AIM, this is one of your first encounters or within this last year, can you just wave? You just wave? Awesome. Welcome, guys. And now sit down. If you have been with AIM for the last 5 years, can you please wave? See me? Awesome. Can you please sit down? And now everyone else here, if you've been with AIM for the last 8 years, can you wave at me? 8, 7, 6 years, wave at me. Awesome. Thanks, guys. You can sit down. And that means the rest of these people have been with AIM for over 8 years. That's phenomenal. Thank you so much for your faithfulness. That means a lot of you have seen the growth of some of the girls that we rescued in that first home, and they're now young adults, they're young women. It's really phenomenal. So to talk about prevention a little more, we're going to go over that first step of the puzzle. I am here with Emily Butler, who came all the way from Cambodia to see us. She is the prettier half of the Clayton and Emily Butler team. She pulls off the curled hair a little bit better. Sorry, Clay. Oh, he agrees. Well, that's good. So Emily, I just wanted to ask you we get a lot of questions, and we're doing this so that we all understand together. Do you get why we're doing this? This isn't like, I'm not trying to sell you a condo or something. I want us all to be on page together because there's power in unity, right? So why don't you explain to us, why is a school considered prevention of trafficking?
Yeah, so trafficking and traffickers really thrive on desperation and lack of opportunities. And so all of our projects, all of our prevention projects kind of focus on those two things of helping people who are in desperate situations, but also providing opportunities for people who don't have opportunities. And so for our school, it's providing kids with the opportunity to actually have a good future, to get an education that they can have a viable job in the future.
So that's what we do for children. So what do we do for other demographics to end that exploitation?
Yeah, so for other people, we have, we have a number of projects. We have the Lord's Gym, which is an outreach to gang members and pimps who are in the community, so young men, older men in the community who are involved in trafficking. We have a foster care program for vulnerable kids who may be at risk of trafficking, or maybe their parents aren't able to adequately take care of them. And so we take them in to give them good care so they won't get picked up by traffickers. We have a medical clinic, so people who are in desperate need of medical care, who might think about selling their children in order to have funding. We provide free medical care for them a couple times a week, so that way they don't have to do that.
So Emily and I have gone back and forth because I really desperately want to have a number of how many kids and women we've prevented from being exploited. But when you think about it, it's very exponential. If you put one man in prison who's a trafficker, well, how many girls have you prevented from being trafficked? If you put one young woman in a program where she has a job and she gets married and has children and she helps her community, how many children have you helped prevent, right? So I'm going to go ahead and round up and say 3 million. Is that about right? But we do have some numbers, don't we, like with the school?
Yeah, so with the school, we have more than 400 students currently attending school. We're actually currently working to build a new school. We've got some key members of the AIM family here who actually helped us design that school, give money to that school, get that school building ready. But we're going to try and actually build it so that way we can fit up to 1,500 students over the next several years. So it's growing by leaps and bounds,
Yeah.
But each of these kids are kids who before didn't have an opportunity and now actually have an opportunity for a good future.
Another area that there seems to be a lot of intersection with this group and with our prevention efforts is in our short-term teams. If you have been to Cambodia and served, can you just wave your hands at me? Awesome, you guys rock. That's great. Can you explain a little bit of how teams can help our prevention effort?
Yeah, actually, teams are, goodness, it's hard working on the ground. It can be exhausting at times. And teams really provide encouragement. They provide new life for our staff on the ground. They come in with, just excitement, with passion. They've come and done retreats and just brought rest for our staff. And so that's really where teams plug in, is really that relief, that extra spirit of energy and encouragement.
Great.